Triforce Johnson, who's going to induct our first inductee. I specifically said, Walter, you need to stay up here, and he said, okay.
Thank you guys for having me back in Ottumwa, Iowa. It's a blessing and an honor to always come to the video game capital of the world. I 100,000 million trillion% back up everything Walter Day just said in the introduction. And the first person I would like to, thank or commemorate for getting into the Hall of Fame is a fan favorite of mine, and I'm an actual fan, and his name is Thor Acckerlund. He's the winner of the original Nintendo World Championships back in 1990. One of esports' earlier giant tournaments. I don't know if anyone remembers, but it was at the Epcot Center in Florida. He holds 2 world records for Tetris on the NES, and he plays a starring role in the documentary called Ecstasy of Order, the Tetris Masters. Unfortunately, Thor was not able to make it, so I decided to make a speech on his behalf. He kind of wrote something, wanted me to actually present it to you guys. And he wanted to thank you, Walter, for making this happen for him, and for their work over the years to bring people together and to be the authors and creators of a wonderful architecture and achievement in the world of gaming. He's deeply honored to be mentioned amongst the names today. Chris McCandless went on to deeply personally journey, and of his apparent conclusions was happiness is only real when it's shared. I think I know what he meant by that, how connections to others, travelers, and people matter, and shared experiences grow deeper with understanding. In 1990, he was a child who had already experienced much of the worst in life, and he didn't quite understand the world around him yet. But he found a flyer for the Nintendo World Championships, and it said something like, "Someone has to win, why not you?" His little family wasn't in the best shape at the time, and he thought winning that event could help him him and his family get a grasp and get back on their feet. Reality has a way of showing you the hard answer and things you haven't grasped yet, and can't prepare for until you've already been struck by them. For many years, he looked back on those early days and felt like it was all for nothing. Depression was a constant companion. For a few years, Robin Mahara, I hope I pronounced his name properly, looked up at him and started a conversation about the game of Tetris, and in the Nintendo World 1990 in general. Over the decades, it crystallized into a legend, a truly coast-to-coast, nearly year-long epic story. And what he realized was that the games themselves weren't very important to him after all. It was the people, much like what Walter mentioned. The friends and the shared experience, the mutual struggles against ourselves, and the path of games themselves that forged those bonds. A quarter century didn't fade that, it brought it into a deeper light. And this is a lesson that he will never forget. It's why we're here, because all we want to do is share those stories together. And games are always at their best when they bring people together. In closing, he would like to thank you all for the kindness that you've shared with him. Now he has some young boys of his own, and he's getting to experience the world with new eyes, and he's grateful for the work that his fellow generation and these optimistic for the future of the next generation to come. Maybe he'll see some of you guys down the road. And until then, may all of your blocks hit the right spaces. Thank you.